Across Ukraine, ceremonies have been held to commemorate the famine in the country in the years 1932 to 1933, known as the Holodomor. It claimed some 4.5 million lives. In Kyiv, a memorial brought together religious and political leaders, members of the public and survivors of the famine. Loaves of bread were stacked up symbolically, others carried ears of wheat, both gestures in memory of those who had nothing to eat in the 1930s as the Soviet authorities' imposition of collective farming and grain requisitioning left farmers and their families in villages with nothing to survive on. Ukraine and many other countries around the world have labelled the events of 1932-1933 as genocide. This year marks the 82nd anniversary of Holodomor. With each year, the number of people who witnessed those events grows smaller. One man who experienced them firsthand was invited to speak first at the ceremony. If a piece of bread would fall on the ground, we would pick it up and kiss it, and we would ask forgiveness. This bread, they took it from the children, they took it from the people. This was in our little village, no more than 30 huts. We haven't forgotten. They came and they took the bread from us. Ukraine's president, meanwhile, cast the famine as a manifestation of the, quote, hybrid war, which Russia has been waging against Ukraine for centuries. He suggested that events now in East Ukraine, where Ukrainian forces are fighting Russian-backed militants, is the latest confirmation of the phenomenon. He called for more KGB archives to be opened and for Ukraine to continue on the path of decommunization. In Lviv, in western Ukraine, meanwhile, hundreds came to pay respects and join the national movement to light a candle to the victims of the famine. Ears of wheat were handed out as a reminder that the tragedy was man-made. In my opinion, every Ukrainian should come and pay their respects. It was our grandfathers and great-grandfathers who suffered. I think we should come and pay our respects and light a candle. East of the Ukrainian capital, in Zaporizhia, at a former children's home, people brought toys, ears of wheat and candles to pay their respects to the deceased. It was here that some 700 children died from hunger and related diseases. Their names have been recovered, but it is still unknown where their remains are buried. One historian described the situation at the time of the famine. The children were brought here to their death. The worst thing is that this area was the government quarter. Here there was the office of the Soviet security services, the NKVD, and several other Soviet institutions. The possibility of helping these children existed, but they didn't want to. They were considered to be children of enemies of the people. In Odessa, residents held a memorial and march for those who died in the famine. Many carried candles and Ukrainian flags. Elsewhere, boards were put up with pictures of the leaders of those who headed the Soviet system, which was responsible for Holodomor, among them Lenin and Stalin. For many, the tragedy has left its mark on their families. My father's father died in 1933 from hunger, and his younger brother, who was just 5 years old. Today, we still cannot find the place where they were buried. Apart from public ceremonies, many Ukrainians will continue to commemorate those who lost their lives by lighting a candle at home and placing it in their window. A small sign of remembrance for an event which is surely to be forever part of the country's cultural memory.